Tuscany. Rolling hills, golden wheat fields, and towering cypress trees. My Tuscan menu is all about rustic peasant food. For my ensalada, tomato and bread salad. A primo of spinach ricotta gnudi. For my secondo, peppered beef stew and beans in the style of small birds. And finally, a secondo of baked sea bass with potatoes.
When I think of Tuscan cuisine, the first thing that comes to mind is simple, even humble. And it's all about using the freshest and best of ingredients, plucked right from the rich Tuscan soil. And as in this rustic bread salad called Panzanella, it's where bread, olive oil, and the juices from this sweet pomodoro, the venerable Tuscan tomato, come together. It's all about those sweet juices mingling with the oil, vinegar, and other ingredients to make the perfect tomato salad. And as in any Tuscan kitchen, nothing goes to waste. And this is the perfect dish to use up some beautiful, stale Tuscan bread that's just been broken into small pieces, pulled apart by hand. Red onions soaked in water helps take some of that sharp edge off of it. Love the onion flavor, don't want the bite. A good, healthy drizzle of Tuscan olive oil. And to balance that out, a good amount of red wine vinegar. Still has a smoothness to it, and that vinegar will start to bring out the juices of the tomato, the cucumber, and soften those onions even more. And let's not forget beautiful fresh basil and that unmistakable aroma that you get from it and the gorgeous color. Just tear it apart, no chopping needed, and those flavors will start to burst and explode and add an incredible depth of taste and flavor to this humble salad. Quick toss. Now for the bread. You know, I have had Panzanella salad many times on my visits to Tuscany, especially Florence, and it never disappoints. It is just a great way to have an insalata to start the meal. You get the best of the best in a salad like this. Flavor, taste, a little crunch, and that bread just can't help soak up all of those wonderful juices from everything in the salad. A little taste. It is the chef's favorite part of cooking. That is as good as I remember. That bread has soaked up some of those juices, so you get crispy bits, little soggy bits, beautiful fresh tomatoes, onions are nice and mild. It is a perfect little insalata salad, the Panzanella. And now for my primo, a special Tuscan gnocchi called gnudi. Gnocchi is the quintessential potato flour dumpling. But in Tuscany, they have their very own twist on it. And it's called gnudi. And it's not about potato and starch. It's all about fresh ricotta, and lots of it. I've had my ricotta hanging just to extract some of that excess moisture out of it, because what's really important is the consistency of the gnudi dough. This is a wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano, probably Italy's most famous cheese. I want you to think of these dumplings as little light, fluffy ravioli fillings without the pasta wrapper. It's all about that light, fluffy texture. It takes a little bit of experience to get it right, but when you do, you'll never want to eat gnudi any other way. A little grated nutmeg works super well with spinach and a light, delicate cheese like ricotta. You know, lemons grow in Tuscany, and outside many houses and homes, palazzos, piazzas, you'll see lemon bushes. And it's so tempting just to grab one, roll it in your hands, and smell it. I blanched my spinach by simply dropping it into boiling salted water, plunging it into an ice water bath, which stops the cooking immediately. Now I need something in my mix to enrichen and help bind. Egg yolks. Look how golden yellow those yolks are. Now the next stage in making the perfect gnudi is probably the most important. A little flour. And there's no real quantity I can give you other than it's all about feel. A little taste test ensures that you've got the right seasoning and the right flavors. It's going to be good. These gnudi will cook in no time. These gnudi never disappoint, fluffy and delicate. And that lemon is such a bright little pop. These gnudi are rich and full of flavor. as will be my secondo, a Tuscan-style beef stew with only 7 ingredients. This hearty secondo is a pepper beef stew with only 7 ingredients, and it's called peposso, and I'll be serving alongside one of my favorite all-time bean dishes, Fagioli All'Uccelletto. It means in English, beans cooked in the style of little game birds. This beautiful stewing beef is perfect for this kind of dish because it requires a long, slow, moist cooking technique, which is going to allow it to become lovely and tender, but still succulent and juicy. The predominant flavor in this beef dish is peppercorns, beautiful black dried peppercorns. Good handful into the mortar and just give them a little crush. Open up those flavors. At least 50% should be left whole. Smells so good. 2 simple seasoning ingredients. Pepper being the dominant. This next step is important. Good hot pan, you hear that sizzle? That's going to get this beef to brown up, caramelize, and add a touch of color. Little fresh garlic. In color, it is so inviting. Beautiful brown and caramelized. Exactly what I'm looking for. Io giuro, è sicuro, fino alla prossima volta. And as that sauce thickens and simmers, the beef slowly becomes tender. Now this is Tuscan cooking, right? So it has to be Chianti when it comes to wine. Something big, bold, and red. I just need to turn this down to a gentle simmer and let a low and slow heat take care of business. And where there's beef in Tuscany, there's usually beans. And this dish, Fagioli All'Uccelletto, is perfect for this peppered beef stew, and it's my favorite bean dish. You need to soak these overnight to start softening them, and then cook them, as I've done here, with a little garlic, sage leaf, water, and seasoning. They've plumped up nicely, twice the size, and are starting to become lovely and tender. They're good. Ready to be drained. Little fresh garlic. Beautiful sage. In it goes. Add a few of my beans to the pot. Middle of the broth. And this beautiful ruby red passata. Strained tomatoes. Check on the beef. See how the sauce has begun to thicken already? It's exactly what I'm looking for. If that doesn't look inviting and welcoming, I don't know what does. Now for my beans. Fagioli All'Uccelletto. A drizzle of olive oil, and my Tuscan secondo is served. more tender piece of meat you won't find anywhere. Beautiful and succulent. And that little peppery background to it. 7 ingredients makes a beautiful and perfect peppered beef stew. Fagioli. Beautiful rosy red color. They are simply delicious. Now typically, the secondo is a little more substantial, like this peppered beef stew. But if you're in the mood for something a little lighter, I've got just the thing. How about baked sea bass? Tuscany is famous for its rolling hills, its olive groves, and of course, its vineyards. But let's not forget, it has the sea, with lots of beautiful fresh fish. And branzino al forno con patate is baked branzino with potatoes. And this sea bass, or branzino, is a handsome fresh specimen. And I can tell that because of the bright eyes, wonderful sheen to the flesh, and how plump it feels.
Presto ti prego, ho la febbre, presto ti prego, e sto male, parlami, ho bisogno di te. Dimmi perché te ne vai, cosa ho fatto, tu mi lasci, io non posso fare a meno di te. Io credevo di conoscerti e tuttavia, sì, non esisto più.
So the idea here is to slice the potatoes nice and thin so they cook quickly. And thinly slivered garlic. Beautiful. An even layer. Take my paper towel. Dry off my branzino. Just a quick pat down. I just want to take the excess water off this branzino so as my flour will stick nicely. Simple, all-purpose flour. This is going to help me get a nice little brown crust. Good shake off the excess. I like to take a little pinch of salt in the cavity right now. Done. Onto my hot skillet. Perfect.
Tu sei il più bello regalo. Tu sei per me la musica del cuore. Tutto, tutto tu sei per me.
Branzino's ready on the other side. And just gently lay it on his bed of potatoes and leeks. Now, rosemary, and even though it's a woodsy, hardy herb, it goes beautifully with this branzino. Add the sage, a little garlic. The finishing touch, a little white wine to bathe this beauty in. This white wine is going to provide the moisture, which will turn into steam and cook the potatoes, leeks, garlic in that beautiful branzino. Lightly cover with aluminum foil and into the hot oven. Now, halfway through cooking, I'll remove the foil so things can crispen up. Have you ever wondered how you can tell a whole fish is perfectly cooked? Just press down on the top of the fish at the thickest part, and I can feel the flesh just giving away. Step 2, a little incision along the backbone. Look at that. That's what happens when you cook whole fish on the bone. It's so much more succulent, so much more moist. This is how I'd serve it. Beautifully cooked potatoes, leek, hint of garlic. Gotta grab some of those juices. That's where all the flavor is. Olive oil. Just a squeeze of lemon juice. Those amazing melted potatoes. And together, simple food has never tasted so good. From a simple insalata di panzanella to a primo light and fluffy gnudi, a feisty, peppery beef stew served with Fagioli All'Uccelletto. And maybe to cap it all off, an amazing whole-baked branzino. Life is good. Buon appetito.
Stamattina andrò a tagliare i fiori, andrò a bruciare il veleno delle sue labbra.